We always think of stories ending with happily ever after. But what about the ones that actually begin with an end? Today, we're going to break down how the song In Your Eyes takes a moment of just devastating loss and completely transforms it into a powerful story of purpose. So let's dive in. Right off the bat, the song just hits you with this feeling of permanence. This isn't just a fleeting sadness, right? This is a profound, world shattering change for the narrator. This line is our very first glimpse into a kind of grief that feels absolutely endless. So that's the big question, isn't it? How does the song pull this off? How do you get from that kind of bottomless hurt to a powerful, life altering commitment? Well, it's a journey, and the song kind of lays out a roadmap for us in four key stages. Okay, so stage one, this is all about that initial overwhelming shock. And it's not some quiet, gentle sadness. Nope. The song brilliantly calls it the roar of silence, which perfectly captures that deafening chaos happening on the inside. I mean, the lyrics here are just so raw, aren't they? Fell to my knees. You can literally feel that physical collapse, that sense of your body just giving out. And that line, silence roared like angry seas. Wow, what an incredible image. The emptiness isn't empty at all. It's loud, it's violent. The world is just different now, forever. And this is where things get really fascinating. The song sets up this huge internal battle. On one side, you've got the memory of the friend, the guiding flame. That's all about light, stability, and warmth. But it's up against the angry seas of grief, which is pure chaos and turmoil. The rest of the song is really about which one of these is going to win. So, with that storm just raging inside, how do you even start to find your way? Well, this is the first real turning point. Right in the middle of all that chaos, the narrator finds something to hold on to, an anchor. And this is the moment the story pivots from just being about grief to being about navigating it. And it all hinges on one tiny word, but. It seems so small, but it changes everything. Suddenly, that memory isn't only a source of pain. In their friend's eyes, the narrator finds something else, a sense of responsibility, the trust that was placed in them. And that starts to become a source of real strength.
You know, there's actually a term for this. It's called an emotional anchor. And it's such a perfect description, right? That memory of trust becomes the one fixed point that stops the narrator from getting completely swept away by sorrow. It's the very first step from being a victim of grief to becoming an agent of purpose.
Okay, so we have this anchor, but how does that anchor turn into a full-on mission? Well, now we're getting to the real heart of the song. That feeling of trust doesn't just stay a feeling. It gets forged into a concrete, actionable promise. This is the moment the pain gets a job. And this is a massive shift. The chorus isn't just another sad verse. No way. It's a declaration of intent, a mission statement. The narrator stops simply reacting to the loss and starts acting with intention because of it. The pain is still there, for sure, but now it's being channeled into something new. And what's so brilliant about this is how structured it all is. It's not some vague, I'll be there for you. It's a detailed four-part plan. First, they acknowledge their own pain, carry on, though my heart breaks. And then boom, boom, boom. Three specific promises for their friend's family. Immediate comfort, long-term security, and continued guidance. It's so clear. It all boils down to one promise. A single, powerful commitment that takes all that chaotic, roaring pain and gives it one focused purpose: to protect and guide the people their friend loved most. Grief is literally transformed into guardianship. So, what's the result of making a promise like that? Well, in our final section, we see that it does more than just help manage the pain. It actually carves out a path forward, forging a future and a lasting legacy right out of the tragedy. This slide really maps out the entire journey we've been on. It starts in the overwhelming chaos of grief. Then you find an anchor in memory. That memory then sparks a promise. And that promise ultimately creates a legacy, a future defined not by what was lost, but by what's being built in its place. And the bridge of the song just drives this whole point home. It's the ultimate lesson. The friend's teachings on how to live and give, they aren't just abstract ideas anymore. They're being put into practice through this promise. And that's how the narrator discovers the true strength of love. It isn't just a feeling, it's an action. And this is such a crucial point. The friend's influence isn't just a memory stuck in a picture frame. It's become an active, guiding principle in the narrator's life. The legacy is alive because it's being lived out every single day through that promise.
And that's why the promise isn't a burden. It's actually a source of connection and guidance. The friend's memory isn't some ghost that haunts, but a voice that encourages. It's the final proof that the guiding flame really did conquer the angry seas.
So, what can we take away from all this? Well, in your eyes is this beautiful reminder that deep love for one person can be transformed into a promise to care for many. And it leaves us with a pretty powerful question to think about. If you were faced with that choice, what's the strongest promise you could make to honor someone you've lost?